Andrew, who is this guy that is with us?
What are you talking about, man? I don't know about any guy that's with us. You can only see me. I don't see anybody else, bro.
No, I swear I can see a guy here.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. What are you talking about?
I'm saying the truth.
This is absolute pure lie. I do not believe you because I see you and I don't see anybody else.
I'm not crazy. I know what I'm seeing. There's a guy here. Who's this guy?
By looking at you, I think you might be crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you, but I think we'll jump into today's episode, no?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there is somebody with us.
You need to stop with that. You're making me go crazy. I'm gonna go bananas.
Me go bananas.
Very good, very good. Let's get into this. Bringing you Under the Sombrero from the eyes of an American and a Mexican, sharing a fresh perspective of Mexico.
I keep seeing this guy.
You're not even gonna say hi to me or anything. You're just gonna keep telling me about this guy that really isn't real.
I'm concerned about that guy. Who's this guy?
Why don't you say hi?
Yeah, I heard that there's somebody else here.
I did hear a strange voice, but you still haven't introduced me.
Hello, Andrew.
Thank you. Hello, Zemi. And hello, mysterious friend.
Hello.
I think you're... Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll introduce myself. Hello, my name is Derek, and I am a guest on Under the Sombrero. And yeah, a little bit about myself. I'm from Illinois in the United States. I'm 24 years old.
What's your social security number?
I will not say that.
Are you sure? I think it's safe.
Really?
Yes. No. Nobody else listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Like nobody's listening at all. But yeah, I also things I like to do is work out. I like to go outside and enjoy nature, being outdoors. I like fishing as well. And the music you just heard was actually my music. I also make music on the side and do that.
You're lying.
No, yeah.
You made our
music.
That was actually
me. Yeah, that's all me.
So. No, we're playing. We're really happy with how it turned out and everything with like the trailer video, as some of our viewers have saw, and then with the intro and outro music that you created, we're super happy with the result of everything. No, Zemi?
Yes, I'm really happy with your work, Derek.
Yeah, I agree too. I'm very impressed with the video and the music and how well it all turned out. So yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, I think everything matched up quite well. Zemi, if you want to take the first question and ask Derek.
Okay, yeah.
Since you're the Mexican here.
I'm the Mexican. Am I the Mexican?
Represent.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we know that you have some Mexican blood in your veins. Is it right?
Yes, it is.
And what was it like growing up as a Mexican American?
Growing up a Mexican American was kind of interesting. I would say when I was younger, I didn't really fully connect with the Mexican side because I grew up in more of like an American household mostly, and we didn't really, we didn't really do anything like related to Mexico or like Spanish or anything like that. But as I got older, I started to realize that I kind of had like two worlds I could live in, metaphorically, I guess you could say, the American world and the Hispanic world or Mexican world too, because of my last name. So yeah, it was interesting. And at times it was kind of confusing because I, trying to figure out like which lifestyle should I live and which one, should I stay in? But it was also fun because I got to enjoy two different cultures at once.
No, I think that's a really cool like advantage you have. Not a lot of people have this advantage of like, okay, I have this culture from this parent and this culture from this parent, and you can't really like trade off. And like you're saying, like you had like an American culture growing up. When did you like start getting like more of like a even experience or more of a balanced experience? Like, what was it like once you started realizing? How did your life change, or how did your life perspective change after that point?
Yeah. I think it was the first time I went to Mexico. Like,
Uh-huh.
besides, like, we would go to the resorts and everything, but everyone goes there. But when I actually went to Mexico for the first time and really experienced like how the culture is over there, and brought back that back to the United States, that's when I started really like connecting with like my Mexican side, and that's when I was like, this is pretty cool. I really like this, and I want to go back actually. It's really fun over there, and so yeah.
Who is the? Do you have two Mexican parents, or I know you just said this, but who is the Mexican in your family?
So the Mexican in my family is my father. He came here when he was 16 years old, and my mom is American, and she's also German too as well.
Do you know some words in German?
Not really a lot. All I know is Guten Tag. That's really it. Yeah, that's like the basic one.
I was hoping you were gonna say 9.
Oh well, that one too, I guess.
999.
999, yeah. Or I could say well, it's kind of a bad word, but probably shouldn't say it.
Probably not on this.
Probably not. You should say
We're not in the explicit part.
No. I won't say that.
And Derek, what is it like living with a bilingual parent?
Living with a bilingual parent was pretty cool, actually. It was pretty funny because, like, in high school, I kind of had a little more advantage than the other kids because with Spanish, in Spanish class, like I could help my dad could help me with Spanish. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, kind of cheating a little bit. But also it was cool because I could see my dad talk to or be like a translator for other people too, which was really cool. And also, I don't know. I lost what I was gonna say.
No, you're good. You're good.
I messed
Wasn't
up.
it hard to translate what other people were saying to your dad or to your father?
I don't know. Not really, I guess. He would just help people who are trying to, speak in English or translate or be a translator, or vice versa. People didn't know Spanish. He would help them translate back and forth. Also, he could also teach me stuff in Spanish too, or like, he was teaching me a little bit as I grew up, and my brother, just little things and basic stuff. So we get familiar with Spanish and understand it.
When did it start becoming important? Did you start learning any Spanish before high school, or is that when you like first started?
I would say I think I started learning before probably elementary school, like through school, basically the Spanish classes. And then I guess eventually, I think after high school kind of became more interesting to me because I took a trip to Mexico, and I started to realize like, or have to really start like pushing my Spanish and stuff. And that's when I became more interesting to me.
Do you wish that your dad like introduced Spanish to you at a very young age?
Actually, yes, that's something I do regret with both my parents. I wish like I was speaking Spanish at home and speaking English at school, like most kids would do if they're Hispanic. That's basically what they would do. That's something I do regret, and I wish that I had that when I was younger.
Did you ever ask like why that you didn't learn Spanish growing up or anything? Did you ever ask him why at some point, like why we didn't learn Spanish at a young age? Or
yeah, because a lot of times when I was starting to learn Spanish, I would get frustrated and I didn't want to do it. And I was just like, I can't do this. It's too hard. It's like, why do I have to be like learning right now? Why couldn't I have been learning when I was younger? And the main point of that was because, we're here. I live in the United States, and majority of people speak English, and it's like you don't want me speaking Spanish only and barely, no English as an American. It's kind of like weird. So that's why we just kind of like stuck with English mainly, and it'd just be easier for me growing up and stuff. So I do wish I had more Spanish younger.
Is there a strong Mexican influence in your community or in the area where you grew up?
Yeah. Probably years ago, before I was even born in this area where I'm from, there wasn't as much. But now, fast forward, there's like literally everyone here is Hispanic or Mexican. It's pretty nice because we also have we have like a supermarket that's all Hispanic too. It's like right down the street from me. It's like full of so many things you could get. Basically, it's like a little Mexico in this whole store, and it's pretty awesome. There's also more taco shops, restaurants, more Mexican restaurants in the area, which is really great too. Also, my family is very close. Like my relatives, literally, we all live probably like a minute or two, and so we're all very close together.
I would definitely say that's a good advantage because you still have like Mexican culture close to you. And it may not be exactly the same, but at least you're kind of like in contact with it and everything. Let's say like crazy example. Let's just say you have kids. Like I know you're not thinking about that now, but like let's say you have kids. Would you be looking for like a Mexicana, a Mexican girl, or would you be like, maybe not, maybe it's not as important to me? What do you think?
That's a question I've always thought about, even when I was younger too, because it's like I've always had that Mexican influence in my family as I grew up, and I was like, I do think I really rather be with a Mexicana because I want to keep the culture within my life and keep spreading that to my next generations and stuff. And because it's just like it's something I grew up with and it's something I don't want to lose, and very special.
How's that going for you right now? Are you
looking for someone? I don't know. It's not really working out at the moment, but
and you're very honest.
But yeah, kind of been dry, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
You still got time, brother. Don't worry.
Still got it there. So. But yeah, eventually one of these days find that one. But yeah, that's something I want to do. Keep in my life is have that.
Let's say you end up marrying a Mexican girl, and you achieve your end goal, your dream. Do you think you would teach your kid Spanish at home and have them learn English at school so they can become bilingual easier, or what do you think you would do?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Yes, I would, because I think it'd be a lot easier they say when you're younger, it's a lot easier to learn a language than when you're older. So it becomes more natural when you get older and you just know. But yes, I would try to like speak to them in Spanish, or I guess sprinkle in some words, just to get them get it in their head that Spanish is good and it's something you're going to enjoy doing or speaking different language. So yeah, I would.
No, I think those are good reasons to kind of stay intact with your roots and everything. Like you're saying, I think is important. I think we're losing that a lot across cultures because they just adapt to American culture, and I don't know, they just don't have as much of a concern about it or anything.
Which I kind of fell into that category too. I mean, because I grew up, like I said, more of American life than really Mexican life. Yeah, just because I live in America, and that's just the way it is.
What are like some of the difficulties you face as a Mexican American, you would say, or other Mexican Americans face?
For me, I think it would be like trying to fit in with groups, because when I was younger, it was like I said, it was hard kind of figuring out who I was because I was mixed. You know, I would fit in with American kids or white kids, or I fit in with Mexican kids or Hispanic kids because it's my last name. It was hard to like kind of like figure that out, and that's something that I guess I kind of struggled with. But I didn't look at it all. I just felt out of place because I looked white and I didn't look Mexican at all.
Any difficult situations you faced because of like your background, or did you get teased, or did you get made fun of, or what was it? What was the experience really like? I know you're saying that it was hard to identify which group you were a part of, but what came along with that?
I guess teased a little bit because when I was younger, like it's for Spanish classes, like they're like, why don't you know Spanish? Why are you taking Spanish? You should know Spanish because you're Mexican. I'm like, yeah, I'm Mexican, but I just never was taught it at such a young age. And if I was taught Spanish, I wouldn't be taking this class, you know? And with the Hispanic side, like that community, like I just felt out of place too, because I looked white and I didn't look at all Mexican at all. And it was always like kind of like a shocker to people. They're like, wow, you're Mexican? You don't look like Mexican at all. And I'm like, yeah, I'm half Mexican. And it was always surprising. They kind of just be like, okay, they would, you know, eventually people would accept me because I'm Mexican. I'm one of them. It just was like kind of awkward, I guess, in a way, because I never looked like them. And so it was a little different though.
I wonder what is the perspective of Americans when they think of a Mexican guy. Why do they usually think, or why do Americans usually think when they have to picture this image of a Mexican person?
When they picture a Mexican person, I don't want to go to like stereotypes, sir.
No, you can. Like, we've talked about it before in our in one of our episodes that haven't. Well, people will be listening to soon, but
yes, because we don't care about this. We want to go deeper and try to think or try to explain something that some people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I was just okay. I was wondering because I could talk about it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it either, but because it's like it is what it is. But okay, going back to that, and people's like typically people. I'll start with like the negative things. They think that they're lazy. They don't work as hard. They're dirty people. They're like the men are very more masculine, dominant, and I guess more violent too. Criminals, I guess you could say too as well. Just another thing. And then the women are, I would say, more of like sexualized, and they're more of a like I don't know how to say it or explain it, but that's how it is. But the other side of that is like what I experienced from my family is like on like growing up with them is like they're very family oriented, and they care about everybody, and they look out for everybody. Like everyone's a team in the family, in the Mexican family, and we all work hard, and everyone you know, cares for each other. I would say the Mexicans are probably the hardest working I guess race or people that I know in America, because they'll do anything for money. They'll work sunset down, and they work and work and work, and then at the end of the day, it's like all for their family. Save a bunch of money, do stuff for the family. That's something that's like really like I think people should like look at more and like notice that instead of like listening to the typical stereotypes, because there's more to that, and the food is amazing too. So especially if you have aunts that do that because they love to do it and they make it especially for you.
I think to Zami's point, like we were talking about before, like it's important to show this side where how other people's perspectives kind of shape things, and when it's not the truth. Like we've talked about, like, I mean, people will already have listened to this episode by the time they hear this episode, but we were even talking about like a lot of people think Mexicans are dark skinned, they wear sombreros, and it's kind of like this persona that they have, but it's in reality it's quite different. Mexico is very diverse. It has a lot of people, a lot of tradition, a lot of culture.
Exactly.
and it's something that we're trying to show. And I think Semi would be happy to take it from here.
Yeah, I wanted to know that because I have some perspective because I've been talking with some Americans and they have different perspectives, but I think it's completely different why they usually think to the reality here in Mexico because there are many kind of Mexicans. And that's why I wanted to know your perspective about this topic.
I want to hear Zemi just to give us like a broader perspective. What was like the most shocking thing you heard from like another friend, another American tell you about Mexico and their perspective?
Well, in this case, it's a bit difficult to explain because all people I've been talking with, they are learning Spanish, so they know a little bit about Spanish speaking countries like Mexico. And so they know a little bit of Mexico. But a friend of mine, he told me that, do you know, do you know that movie called Roma? It's about a family that they have a girl who is doing some duties at their home. And so that guy, he told me that Americans, because that movie won the...
Oh, that movie. Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about.
It took place in like the 60s or 70s, no?
In some rich neighborhood in Mexico City called...
Which is still
Roma. Yeah, it's
Roma. Okay, yeah.
still a rich neighborhood. But he told me that Americans get crazy when they saw that Mexicans, they also have some people who clean their houses, who they have drivers. And it was a maze for me because we have a diverse society, a diverse Mexican society. But I've been trying to know more about how Americans think and try to understand this, and that's why, or that's what I know.
I think it like to kind of follow up with what you said. I think it's kind of like interesting, probably as a Mexican or even a Mexican American, to see how you're viewed across the world. Like how not even only Americans, but how other people view you across the world. And I think as we uncover more things under the sombrero here, we can kind of like give people like a better perspective of like how things are, to actually like kind of break down these stereotypes, kind of break these things down to see that okay, there's actually another side to Mexico. There's not only what the news tells me or my friend tells me or somebody tells me, but like to actually understand from like people who have backgrounds from it, people who have lived there, people who have the true perspective that are Mexicans, to actually share like, okay, like this is how it is, like where I live. I mean, it's just to share like another side. And I think it's important.
It really is a beautiful culture, to be honest. I mean, for me, it feels like like another side. It's like home, you know. I'm always kind of welcome to that side because I grew up with it, and yeah, I mean, I want to keep that going around and spread it more and get people more involved into it, and which I think it already is, especially in my community because everyone here is all Hispanic and it's just grown up so much, and especially with like the food, the music, it's taking over United States kind of in a way, but in a good way though. And people like it. I have American friends that love Mexican food, and they're like, it's amazing. And
Hey, buddy.
people are starting to appreciate it more. So
Yes, we Mexicans will conquer America.
yeah, we're coming for you.
Oh my gosh. No, I definitely agree with you on that. Me and Derek growing up together for basically the last 10 years. We've basically known each other, which is crazy to think about. But to kind of see like, okay, like, I mean, obviously growing up together means we probably live close together, but we've kind of seen like within our own communities, our neighboring towns, like there's a strong Mexican influence. You can go to stores, you can go to restaurants. Some places might not be as fresh as Mexico or as authentic, but you can still find some places that I can't use that word, that serve some really, really good Mexican food, some amazing Mexican food and everything. And I think it makes us all a little bit happy because we're kind of far from Mexico if you think about it in reality.
Yes.
I need to see if you are saying this truth.
All right, bro, come over. We'll take you out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Next weekend, I'll be there.
You're a liar. I don't believe you.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever you say. I mean, I'm not so convinced on that one. But are you guys sad? I don't want to say anything. I understand.
No, I can say anything because I'm so sad that we're ending up this episode.
I saw you're reaching for your Kleenex box.
I'm crying a lot.
I understand the pauses in between and everything. You're trying to wipe up the tears, but it was a pleasure having you on, Derek, and hopefully we can have you on in the future.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that pretty much wraps up everything here at Under the Sombrero. You can follow us at our social medias, all lowercase Under the Sombrero, and we'll see you guys all next week. I'm Andrew.
I'm Semei.
And I'm Derek.
Semei, where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
You can say it better than that.
I'm from Mexico.
Let's go!
Mexico!
Mexico! Bye, everyone.